The Bridgerton series has had us all on a crazy roller coaster ride, and we love every second of it. From the intensity of Season 1 to the longing that Season 2 brought, we can't even imagine how they'll be playing with our emotions in the next one. If you guys have noticed how different the seasons have been, you were onto something. The level of steaminess is very different, and we'll tell you why. First off, the upcoming season better be sexier. Despite being a period drama, the creators have taken a lot of liberty with the show. We mean, who'd have thought that couples would behave so boldly in the earlier centuries? To be honest, that's what really makes it relatable for the audience. There's an impulsiveness to the whole thing, and with the last 2 seasons setting expectations so high, fans are very interested to know how the Colin love affair will unfold. The thing is that these 2 characters have had our hearts from the beginning, and their story has to be brilliant.
Most wretched sonnet indeed.
Lord Byron, he's not.
I do not believe so. Good day, Pen.
For too long, Lady Whistledown has been living in the shadows. It's time that she explores her sensual side, and we've got a feeling that she'll be doing a lot of that until she's ready to forgive Colin for his hurtful remarks. Coming up, we're off track now. While the 3rd book by Quinn is focused on Benedict Bridgerton's love life, the showrunners have decided to go with Penelope and Colin's story first, as that has been simmering in the background for far too long. But how they'll go about it is the tricky part.
He's here. Mama would never allow me to wear a dress like this. Not yellow enough, I think.
Mr. Bridgerton.
Season 2 ended with Miss Featherington hearing the Bridgerton boy speaking to his friends about her, and it was a very unkind moment that painted him in the worst way in front of the fans.
Penelope Featherington, the way you were dancing with her looked rather interesting. You courting the girl, Bridgerton.
Are you mad? I would never dream of courting Penelope Featherington, not in your wildest fantasy.
We aren't done with being mad at how he hurt her. It's not like he's not led her on. We mean, wasn't he writing letters to our girl while on his travels? What was she supposed to think? But like we said, things will get pretty mad for these 2 in Season 3. From what we've heard, Colin will be getting an icy response from Penelope, and that will leave him quite heartbroken. Our girl, on the other hand, will be looking to land herself a husband who's not only nice to her, but also respects her independence. Looks like she isn't going to keep her identity a secret from the love of her life.
What did she say?
That you cared for me. That you would never forsake me. I'm beginning to believe that now.
And our guy might just help her land a good prospect. Surprised? Well, it's the least he could do after causing her so much pain. We do think that it'll be during this time when he finally realizes that she's more than just a friend to him. Not to mention, she needs a confidence boost to be herself around him. Next up, the difference in sex scene levels in every season. With Daphne and the Duke of Hastings all over each other in Season 1, we ain't gonna lie, it was as hot as it gets. The 2 were seductive, constantly teasing each other and trying to pull one over the other. We basically lived for these moments.
I burn for you.
The tension between them could be cut with a knife, and anything they did just served as a turn-on. Know what we mean? Their chemistry was just electric. Let's talk about that licking the spoon incident that broke the internet. Who knew we could find that seductive? And no, don't pretend you guys weren't into it. This one had the fans screaming. On the other hand, the sexual energy between Kate Sharma and the Viscount is based more on yearning.
I dream of you. And what do you even know all the ways a lady can be seduced?
Both of them have always been the responsible ones in their families, and they've got the weight of the world on their shoulders. So it makes sense that their love is a little mute and a little careful. While they know they have feelings for one another, they'd ignore them to fulfill their duties and burn with longing. Didn't we all feel the scorch of that burn last season? And we longed for them to take hold of their lives instead of focusing on the right thing to do. A lot of fans felt that the show had slowed down when it came to raunchy chemistries, but that isn't true at all. Not to mention, Shonda herself talked about this. Head of the production company Shondaland, she's been a part of some crazy romantic dramas, and it shows. She explained that the show wasn't slowing down or shying away from lovemaking. It was just that every couple's idea of love and intimacy is different, so they're just keeping it real. That makes complete sense, to be honest. While we saw a torrent love affair between the Duke and Daphne, Canthony was a slow burn, and both of these made our hearts pound faster. We love how, instead of getting swept up in what the public wanted, they gave us the real thing. Intimacy differs from person to person, and when each person has a different personality, why should their idea of love be the same? Gotta say, we're glad that Rhimes has put so much thought into bringing us just the right amount of sexy.
Especially between your legs. And when you find a feeling you particularly enjoy, you can carry on with that.
We agree that the whole swept up in emotion kinda deal was super hot in season 1, but if we're being fair, season 2 was so much steamier with all the sexual tension building up and tongue-in-cheek digs that the two main characters kept on taking at each other. We guess it just depends on what the audience prefers. While season 3 is a bit of a mystery, we've heard from Simone Ashley that things will get pretty hot and steamy. We've no doubt, and we're excited to see the Featherington girl coming into her own. Next up, there might be someone helping her out. Our girl's been in the shadows for too long, and now that she'll be on a mission to find love, it only makes sense that she has someone to guide her by her side. The whole falling out with Eloise might be hard on her, but according to the grapevine, she's found a new friend.
All these great ambitions, these great plans, but I am the one who actually did something great, and you cannot stand it, can you? But what do you think that makes you?
Actress Hannah New has been cast as Lady Tilly Arnold, and she might be the one who gets Lady Whistledown to get in touch with her sexuality. An early-age widow, she has the money and independence to freely be herself, and we think that's going to help Penelope. This, and a look at Colin's intimate life, which could really bring some steamy moments we all can feast on. Moving on, we're a little bit skeptical about Colin. Don't get us wrong, we're dying to be able to stream season 3. We want to know what's up with Benedict's painting career and how Eloise is coping with the scandal, a lost friend, and becoming more independent. There's also Anthony, which would get steamier still, with the two now married, but the whole moving away from the original sequence has us a little off. This season was supposed to be about Sophie and Benedict, but that's all changed now. Instead, we'll be getting Colin, and it does make sense as we've been wishing for the two to end up together for so long. We're a little afraid that it might not turn out to be as we had hoped, and we've some very valid reasons for that. Number one, the guy acted like a jerk and was super disrespectful. That sort of thing doesn't just go away. We feel like he has a lot of growing up to do and be mature enough to recognize his feelings instead of adapting to society's idea of right and wrong. We mean, he literally declared Penelope unmarriageable in front of potential prospects, making it hard for her to get out of a toxic household, and he doesn't even realize it. This character has to mature a great deal before he can be with someone as opinionated as her. Then there's the fact that she doesn't know what she's worth, so this can never be an equal relationship yet. We aren't saying never, just that much needs to be thought out properly. Finally, let's see how the writers and showrunners move past all of this. As we said, she needs to value herself first. The girl's been obsessed with her idea of him. We think that Colin gave us a pretty neat idea of how much growing up he needs to do before he'll be in a position to deserve her, but she still needs to come to that realization. She can't get into this relationship feeling like she owes him to love her, because that'll just overshadow her witty personality as she tries to be the perfect partner that he deserves. As of now, there's very little chemistry between them to build a stable relationship on it. We mean, she worships him, but is that enough? He might feel like he needs her attention back, post the cold shoulder he'll receive in the upcoming season, but that's really not what love's based on, is it? Let's hope for our sake and the couples that the creators factor this all in. That's a wrap for this video. Did you feel the difference in each couple's intimacy? And do you think the show will be able to sell the Colin story well? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and press that bell icon for the latest information and news like this. See you at the next one.